Michael often would do things out of the kindness of his heart. Like I said, people that are abused usually hurt people. They don't go into the mindset of, I had this happen to me, I don't want to do it to anybody else. Some people don't think like that. I think like that because I was abused myself, sexually and physically. I try not to think about it because there's a lot to unpack there. But, do you really think a predator would really do charity work, humanitarian work? Predators don't do that. Predators lure people in. Predators lure people in with sick tactics. And when Michael was finally found innocent, as I said, he ultimately lost because that destroyed him mentally, that destroyed him physically, and along with what Conrad Murray did to him, that ultimately killed him because it crushed his spirit. Like, that took him a while to recover. And when I think about that, I get angry, I get pissed off, and I get sad at the same time because I feel his pain. Having to fight for your name, having to maintain your innocence, and it can ultimately ruin your reputation because people, they look at you and that it never goes away. They're like, oh, he was the one that did that rape charge or whatever. And that stigma never goes away. So ultimately he tried to live life as normal. He ultimately would cry to himself because people looked at him like a monster. That's why he came out with the song Monster in 2007. And he said, dragging you down like a monster. He was talking about himself. And speaking of the Michael album and all his other albums, I'm going to make an episode on YouTube and Anchor. So stay tuned for that. I would make an episode about it here, but due to YouTube's rules, I can't always say what I want to say on here because they have rules that they want their content creators to follow. And I ain't trying to be canceled. I've been on YouTube for at least 4 years now. Because I started in 2019, 2020, and 2021. But actually, that's when YouTube actually got picked up for me because I started at the end of, near the end of 2018. So take that in 2018, 2019, 2020, and 2021. So I've been on YouTube for 4 years. And YouTube right now has been good to me. And I'm not trying to, ruin that. Because even though I'm not really getting any money from that, I'm not doing it for that. I'm doing it because I love being informative with people and sharing what I have to say, because when I post something, or whether I'm making a comment about something or I post something on any form of social media, it's a good release for me. But I don't get wrapped up in it, because just as it is a blessing, it can also be a curse. Because some people are addicted to it, and there are some clout chasers out here, and I'm not trying to do things for clout. I never do, because I'm a real person. Ain't nothing fake about me, and yeah, I have my moments, but as does everybody. But if you really love something, do it because you love it, and it makes you happy. Don't do it because, you can get this many likes, or you can get heat from famous people. And what I mean by heat, I mean you can get attraction to it. I do these videos, I do my podcast because I love it. And it's my therapy. It helps me. And that's why I do it. But Michael, after he won that case, he couldn't feel vindicated, because his reputation, even though he had a lot more people that loved him, his reputation was getting torn to shreds. All because of a manipulative father who was jealous of his own friendship with somebody who was famous and somebody that his own son looked up to. And Jordan said, Michael, can I call you Daddy? And he goes, sure, I don't mind, but is your dad gonna be okay with it? And that's what he said in the TV version. But what he really said was, I don't mind, but what the hell you want to call me Daddy for? You already have a father. And I don't want your dad getting mad at me. And Jordan, or as Michael called him, Jordy, he said, I don't look up to him like I do with you. And Michael ultimately didn't agree with that, because he don't like confrontation. He don't like to see people upset. He ultimately knew that would upset the father, because the father didn't like him. But Michael went along with it and allowed Jordy to call him Daddy, even though he did not like that. The father did not like that. He was so jealous that he drugged his own son and manipulated his mindset to make Jordy say that Michael molested him when he knew it wasn't true, and took him